Well, howdy, my fiends. I also like to call you my neighbors. I am the Colonel from Mondo Video, which is rich in historic value through the history of Hollywood and the history of entertainment itself, not only in the United States, but worldwide entertainment with the kind of base that we have. Now, I originally started with a great photographer who found me, and he said, you know, you're a savant with the camera, and his name happened to be Russ Meyer. Now, Russ Meyer is pretty well known, I would say, and what that led to was a career in film. Starting at 14, I was on sets, actually working, doing a journeyman's job. And the kids nowadays, they ask me, and by the way, let me point this out. I am very much alive because people have been spreading rumors that I had been passed away only because I walked away for 10 years out of the Hollywood system. So the kids now come to me and ask me for like a summary of my life, and I've narrowed it down to saying from porn to poetry. Now, when you got porn to poetry, you can fill that all in the blanks, and that would be commercials, music videos, drive-in films, mainstream films. I've worked for people like Tim Burton, Paul Thomas Anderson, and one of my greatest students was a gentleman by the name of Quentin Tarantino, who absolutely backed this store 100,000% because it was the only outlet for artists to perform whatever they wanted to perform. Now, we're talking about days before AIDS, and we're talking about days that was post 9/11, which really did change the world as we see it now. So Mondo Video survived all of that and brought quality, debauchery, entertainment for the people. And I mean, any performer could perform there. And what happens here is being alive and being able to do this now at this point was the key, and I didn't know it at the time, was to film for 25 years what went on in the great Mondo Video. And it seems to be a twisted part of history that we will have to bring out there for the public to see. It's their right to see it and know their history. Now, I think that the basic project itself happens to be pretty simple yet complicated due to the fact that there's over 8,000 hours of footage over those years, and we have in line Bob Murawski and Chris Innes, who are Academy Award winning directors, on board to cut this monster, and with the help of Quentin Tarantino and others who are going to participate, like Robert Rodriguez, Eli Roth, and Tim Burton, all kinds of Paul Thomas Anderson, to participate in not only the interviews themselves and how the store has inspired them, but the legacy that the store left into an area now that is called Silver Lake. It's also called Los Feliz, and it's very highly popular. And when I moved in there, nobody was there. It was a place for the arts to continue when there was no place for artists to perform, much less see any of their work done. Now, the premise is taking this history and showing through it, and the exciting thing is that anything that a person can tell, we can back up with a piece of footage. Now, the footage goes straight in line with any tale they will tell about this film. And the one thing is that this is very much a hands-on piece of work that I cannot direct, but I will be producing and keeping my eye on this project, because I created something that never was actually a creation. It's part of history. So with, a guy like Bob Murawski and Chris Innes on the editing, you're going to get quality, because this is going to be a monster. It's a behemoth, but it can be tackled. And the plan of execution is to have you, the fundraiser, or investor, shall I say, invest in this piece of not only Hollywood history, but history throughout the world, because Mondo Video is known throughout the whole world. I've had articles from Vanity Fair in America to Japanese magazines, tour guides of a place where to go, and that is something that is an amazing story itself. So to put this properly and into prospect, I want you, the investor, to join in on this. Now, this is a project that is a monster. It's like nothing that has ever been seen before in cinema, filmed in different technologies as they evolved throughout the time of history and filmmaking. So the idea is to bring this out and show it the day of light, but I need the help of you, the investor, because you, the investor, are going to become very involved in this. You'll be fascinated by this, and the results will be nothing but glorious with the team that I have assembled at this point. So the last word I can say is, please think about this. It's historical, it's hysterical, it's dirty, it's filthy, but it's the beast that rose its head in a generation that was lost forever. But now we can trace that generation that was lost and have access to it due to over 8,000 hours of footage. Now, I thank you for your time. I thank you for the courtesy of looking at this, and hopefully I'm going to thank you for taking a journey with a project that is very much ever been conquered in the world of film. So the Colonel would like to thank you a lot, my neighbor, and remember, become part of the Mondo Video groove, if you will, and get this out there so people can learn, educate, and like I said, this is not just a story, this is history, and history that's never been documented. So I thank you very much and very kindly for listening to me. Thank you.